Hey guys, this is Rock King 3, bringing you the live commentary for Forza 5. And today is going to be a Class Ferrari F50 parts and tunes. And I'm going to show you a single lap here. My rival there is B Monstrosity. He's a new friend of mine. We've been doing a little bit of racing online. And he races a lot more A and S class, so he is going to be my rival on a lot of these parts and tunes series up in those classes. So he'll enjoy that. So we have the Ferrari F50. This is A class, and I am going to give you, after this, the parts and the tunes to the car that I have set up. I have it handling pretty well, and I have braking doing pretty good. I just haven't quite raced it a whole lot yet, so I don't have a lot of practice with it. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the setup. Pretty easy to drive. Brakes are really strong. You can see I just stopped way too fast there. And I'm able to push it into the corners pretty well, so I'm pretty happy with that. This is that high revving engine. You just take it to the red line, take it as high as it'll go. Just hammer it down. As soon as you can get it kind of semi-straight, just hammer it down. You do need to use a little bit of throttle control in some of these turns. Like this one would be a good one where I'm not going to be able to mash it. I have to kind of throttle, just kind of feather it a little bit through there. But it's doing okay. So we're doing B-Mon's favorite track, he told me. He said he actually owns this track, so it's nice that he lets me borrow it from time to time. Just trying to do a quick clean lap, see how we can do. I think B-Mon's time was about at the 1,000 mark. So we'll probably be in the top 500 here this first lap. And like I said, I just run the one lap here. Alright, we got him. About 3 seconds, not too bad. Alright, we'll see you guys in the parts tune. Alright, and we're back. And that ended up 544th in the world. And for one lap, I mean, that was just my first full lap with that car on that track. So that turned out pretty good. So let's go to the parts. First, we'll start with the conversions. And we stay with the stock engine. And obviously not able to do the dual turbo. So right now the conversion is just going to be stock. It's rear-wheel drive normally. Nothing to change there. Alright, so we'll go through the engine parts. And I will have to go through these a little bit because I don't actually know what I have on here. Because I set up this car quite a while ago. But I did pull it out and tune it today. So it looks like we have stock all engine parts at this point. Couple more, and we have the race engine block. Looks like they gave us about 30 horsepower. And we'll see if there's any change here. And the race flywheel. So only two parts is the engine and the flywheel. Alright, we're going to have race brakes. We're going to have race cage. And full weight reduction. That's funny, I didn't know there wasn't that many options for the Ferrari F50. They kind of limit that a little bit. We have the race clutch, race transmission, race driveline, and of course we'll have the race differential. So we can always adjust that. Compound for the tires, sport. Looks like I wasn't able to get any higher. Would like to try to get those on there, but we'll see. Full width in the front, and I'm sure full width in the back. And I don't know if I'm sure I changed wheels. There we go. Got lucky there. So I have the AF118 Asantes. Just find the weight equivalent for that. Not sure what that weight is. Full rim size in the front, full rim size in the back. And I will have both front and rear aero for being able to adjust it, because I actually do have quite a bit of aero on these. Alright, so that is the parts. So let's go to the tune. Pretty standard with the full rims, 2929. This one actually I think is geared for one of the Alps tracks. So, I mean, it worked fine on there, but that's something you'll have to play with, but that's a good starting point. This one I've kind of gone up and down a little bit with the front camber. I had too much into it, so then I started to understeer, and I worked my way back down to negative 0.7. Been kind of standardly leaving that. This is actually off of the other tunes I've been doing, where I've been doing the 1.8, but to decrease the understeer, I'm cutting that in half to start with. So I started out with a negative 1.8 and ended up at negative 0.9 just to cut that in half. Front toe, I've been doing the 0.1 positive on both of these, and to get a little bit more turn in, I up the toe a little bit in the front. I might go one more. You can give that a try. Since these numbers are a little bit smaller up here at the negative 7 and negative 9, I was able to keep my front caster a little bit lower. When I had this up higher around 2, I actually had this up to around 6, but since I reduced those, I actually moved this down with those. Okay, so this is a Ferrari, so it's rear engine, rear wheel drive. Actually, I think it's called mid engine. This is where the bars actually kind of get reversed a little bit. I get a little bit softer in the front, and I get a little bit stiffer in the back. And that's just kind of the rule that I use with a lot of those type of cars. Don't listen to me when it comes to the Expo, but that is what works with this Ferrari. Expo is something a little bit different. Again, the springs, I started those in the middle. I moved the front left to get better turning in, and moved further right to get a little bit more speed through the turns without sliding out. I was worried about the ride height here. I didn't want to go all the way down. I'm not saying that you can't, but I went down a little bit, but didn't go all the way down flat because the car is pretty low, and it does bottom out from time to time. Again, keeping that reverse idea here, the front is a little bit softer and the rear is a little bit stiffer in the rebound stiffness. Excuse me. And then the bump stiffness is same thing. Basically have reversed it. I have a lot of downforce on the car right now. I wish I could take this off a little bit, but this car seems to be too light to the point where you just have to have a little bit more downforce. I usually have this around 53. This car, because of the way the weight is distributed on it, I've actually had to go down a little bit, and actually I may even get to this side, but for right now I'm going to stay right there. 110 is my normal. Acceleration at 34 and 10. I started at 50 and 10. I've had to decrease the acceleration because when I was downshifting, I had a little bit of back end breakout, so I've been playing with these numbers to lower that down a little bit. So overall, pretty good car. We didn't put a big track number down, and to be honest, the Expo is what's dominating all the track times in the A-Class on most of the tracks, and that was the same case on that track that I ran on Prague. So good F50. Probably won't beat all the Expos, but it'll do real well in the F50 category. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time.